Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, Fix Your Crown Sis. This is your girl, Coach J, Coach Jaleisha J. Thank you for checking me out, and please make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and please make sure you hit the notification bell so you're aware when I post videos every Monday. So let's jump into it because this is a hot topic. I was going to post about self-love, but right now it is all about the craze of what happened last night at the Oscars with Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Chris Rock. It was the slap heard around the world. And I have many perspectives on this, and what I'm going to come to is as a self-love coach and what I recognize as also being a student in mental health counseling, and just from my own perspective as being a Black female in America. So I'm going to be giving my perspective. You don't have to agree. You can take it, you can leave it. You maybe want to sit with it and just absorb it and take what you can from it. So let's dive in. So first of all, if you don't know, you've probably been on the rock, but this went over everywhere. Will Smith smacked the crap out of Chris Rock on the stage last night. Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett's bald head. And if you didn't know, Jada Pinkett suffers from alopecia, and she has been open and vocal about it. Now, when I saw this last night, I was like, whoa, what's going on? Oh my God. I was laughing about it. I thought it was hilarious because I thought it was a joke. And then I came to the realization it was for real. This was real life. This really happened. And I had to watch the whole clip, and I was like, that was very tasteless. But it was also very shocking because Will Smith isn't that type of person that's going to go stick up or knock somebody out or curse someone out. I don't think I've ever seen Will Smith curse. And I've been a fan of his since I was like 10, and I'm 33. So I was very, very shocked. But one thing that came to me instantly was that it was just tasteless on Chris Rock's part. It was very tasteless. And what I also noticed is that there was a divide immediately online from people wanting to bash Will Smith, call it assault, and those who were sticking up for him and saying he was right. And what I saw instinctively was a man that was protective of his wife. When you think about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, they are the root of all jokes, especially Will Smith. He's always been looked at as corny, as whack, as lame, as soft, as not to be taken seriously as far as a rapper. And even as an actor, he's respected, but he's still mocked. He's always been made fun of, like he's weak. And that Jada is the one that's in control and ruling him. As far as I know, since I've been a child, I believe that's what the rumors were. And when you look at their dynamic, the last few years, they're kind of being more open with their situation, especially with Jada on the Red Table Talk, and the situation with August Alsina, with the entanglement. And people are seeming to forget that it appears that they're in an open marriage, or they have some type of agreement with each other, that they are completely open with each other. And a lot of people aren't able to grasp that they are in a different type of non-traditional relationship, marriage, and that what works for them may not work for you, or what you think is traditional, but that's none of your business. It's none of any of our businesses, but no one seems to get that. So they've been the mockery of a lot of different things the last few years, especially with their marriage and relationship. There's always something coming out about them. Will Smith did a book a few months ago, which he kind of exposed like a lot of his fears, and his pain stems from childhood trauma that he endured from witnessing his father beat his mother, and he pretty much didn't do anything. So his whole humor and that shtick is to protect himself, is to protect that wounded child. And can you imagine of always being ridiculed and talked about, and you being a smiling face in front of everyone? You're the jokester, you're the laugh, you make everyone laugh. Everyone thinks you're so calm, cool, and collected. Everyone thinks you're hilarious. And really deep down inside, you have a lot of different issues. You are battling self-esteem issues, battling insecurity issues, self-worth issues. You don't really know who you are. You are wearing a mask in front of everyone. You're the people pleaser. You are the one that everyone just looks at as the nice guy. And I think in that moment, he has had so much pressure because he's about to win an Oscar. Look, he's been wanting an Oscar since 20 plus years. I think since Ali, he's been battling to get an Oscar. And when this occurred last night, I can only imagine his emotions, how he was feeling, how he was heightened. I think even take it back last week, someone was talking to him and his wife on a red carpet about the entanglement? Was it over? That's inappropriate. That's an inappropriate question to ask. This is not about him and his wife's personal sexual preferences or what they choose to do. This is about his wife supporting him at his event. People don't have to understand how other marriages work. It's none of our business. If they let us in to that, that's okay. I mean, that's up for debate, but that's not something, when I'm at a public event and I'm promoting my movie, I'm not wanting to talk about who I'm sleeping with or who my wife is sleeping with. That's none of your business. That's one thing. So can you imagine, last week that just happened? So then this week he is excited. His emotions are probably all over the place. And then Chris Rock says something really rude. And in the video you see him laughing about it. You see him laughing, and then you see Jada's face. And Jada's not amused. She looks kind of hurt by it. And I think in that moment he kind of had an outer body experience. He looked over at his wife and he saw how she was feeling. And one thing, there's a dynamic here because you have a black man, which I think they probably have a history of some things going on from what I heard, but you have a black man disrespecting another black man's wife, and they're in the first row right there, and it's crass. It just looks really, really bad. And so immediately Will reacts. And I don't think he's proud of what he did. I honestly felt like in that moment, I was like, wow, black man standing up protecting his woman. I think he had an outer body experience. I think this is a culmination of a lot of different things, especially if he's battling some mental health things going on, if he's battling feeling good about himself, if he's feeling a lot of pressure. I don't think that he was like, we about that life. I honestly, looking back at it now and sitting with myself, I think that he doesn't, I can't speak on him, but from my perspective, I believe he had an outer body experience. It was destined to happen, but I don't think that, you know, under different circumstances would that have necessarily occurred. I don't think so. But I want to speak from the perspective of also as a black woman. So as a black woman, especially in media and social media and society, we are not held to be protected. We are not looked at to be protected. Look at just last week with the judge getting affirmed, and for the Supreme Court, she was ridiculed. She was down talked. I couldn't even watch the confirmation ceremony hearings because they were so out of pocket. It was disrespectful, and she was just ridiculed. And maybe that's a normal process for confirmation hearings, but what I saw was just a woman that was getting hit left and right over the most petty little things, and questioning a woman's knowledge and her capabilities to do her job to the best way she knows possible. So I use that as an example because a lot of times black women are not protected. We are not seen as valued, and we are looked to our black men, our partners, to be that protection, to be that one that sees us and that doesn't allow society, other people, to just say whatever to us, to disrespect us. We want to feel safe. We want to feel seen. And can you imagine if you are a celebrity and you have this massive following, you have this massive presence, everyone thinks you have everything going for you. But can you imagine being a woman battling your body's changing, who you are is changing, the way you look is changing, and you're still trying to get roles, you're still trying to defy what beauty looks like, and then also you're losing your hair. You have alopecia, so now your hair is falling out, but you still have to present yourself as this goddess, this amazing woman, in this perfect marriage. It's an illusion, right? But it's a lot of pressure because if no one wants to talk about mental health, no one wants to talk about diseases or illnesses that we face and really talk about the uncomfortability with that and how we're insecure about those certain things. And can you imagine having to be a black woman facing all of that when society is telling you have to be perfect body, you have to be a Coke bottle shape, you have to be very slim, you have to have long hair, you have to have curly hair, you have to look a certain way to be accepted. And so I can only imagine what's been going on for Jada behind closed doors, how she's been battling to come to terms with who she is and how herself is changing, because from what I know, she's also had surgery done before the alopecia was known about. So she's probably had her own self-esteem issues, and her husband has been bear witness to that. And to go on a public platform, and I don't care if it's a comedian or whatnot, there are certain things you cannot say to certain people. If I was out with my husband or I was out with my partner and a man disrespected me, and even if it's a comedian, that's not okay with me. That's just not okay with me. And I would desire for my partner, he should not feel okay. He should be able to want to be my protector, because that's in essence what a husband is. He is the protector. And I know that there's more to the dynamic than just, oh, a black man said something to another black man's wife and he hit him. I think there's layers to it. I think there's knowledge of what they've been through personally, privately, and maybe there's mental health things going on. Maybe there's pressure, there's stress. There could be a multitude of different things, but I think we have to be mindful that whatever you say, we can't control what, we can't control what people say. We can control our reaction. So if you're gonna say something, be mindful that what you put out there, it can have a reaction. It can come back and bite you in your butt. It can put your foot in your mouth. And in this situation, it's unfortunate because it puts a foot in the mouth in Chris Rock, but it also hurts Will Smith because people are ridiculing him. But man, I'm going to say it like this. A man deserves to protect his kingdom, his livelihood, his family. That is the most important thing. And if you look over and your rib, your lifeline, your partner, they are hurting because someone else has disrespected them and they're supposed to smile, you know their private struggles, you know their private wounds. No one is perfect. No one is absolute that just because you have money that you're supposed to act and react to certain things or certain ways. We can't dictate that. He had a moment. And that could happen to any one of us. There's no right or wrong, because I would say a man that doesn't stand up for me, a man that doesn't want to protect me and shield me, I don't want that man. I don't desire to have a man like that. That seems very weak to me. I don't desire that. Could he have done something differently? I don't know. I honestly think, personally, my personal opinion is that he had an out-of-body experience and he reacted. And I think we have to show people more grace because we are uplifting or we're upholding these celebrities and putting them on these certain levels of pedestals and saying they have to act this way or act that way. They're human with emotions and feelings, and they battle and they have anxiety and stress and they worry and they get upset. And what I saw last night was real as hell. What I saw at the Oscar stage was real. It was a man who was upset, who had an out-of-body experience, and he reacted. And we're told so many times to always go high. We don't need to go low. But look, we are human, and I can't speak for anyone else. I can only speak for if I have alopecia, if I'm losing my hair, if I'm struggling, I'm being honest about my struggles. Probably took me years to come to the point where I'm okay with expressing my wounds, my flaws, my insecurities, my battles. Can you imagine how long that took me just to deal with it as in my home by myself with my family? But I'm okay to bring this to a national stage now. I am okay to be vulnerable, and I am stepping into all of that, and my husband embraces me for that, and he knows what I've been through. And then to have another black man, because we already have the stipulations with the races and how people talk to us, but then to have another black man say it use me as a joke for my wounds, my pain, that's just not okay. And I don't care about the comedian part. If my husband didn't defend me, I probably would be side-eyed. If my husband didn't say something, I probably would be side-eyed. So I can see from both perspectives. I think it was something that shouldn't have happened, but I don't fault Will for it. I probably think he probably feels horrible now. But we need to protect our spouses. Our women need to they need to feel safe. They need to feel seen. They need to feel valued. And I think in that moment, I think something snapped for Will. And maybe that was necessary. Not just for Jada, but for himself. Because a lot of times he's kept up this image of who he is, this cookie cutter, do-gooder. And he's just like us. He's imperfect. Wow. So we need to show grace. I believe no one is perfect. And I can sit here and say he should have did this, he should have did that, Chris Rock should have did this. I don't know. There's no right or wrong. There just is what it is. And so moving forward, he has to move forward from that. So I just implore you guys to give me your comments, give me your feedback, but take a step back from the situation itself and look at the bigger picture. There's always more to the story than meets the eye. This is not a normal situation. We know Will Smith, how he is in public. But can you imagine what he has been going through behind closed doors for him to do that? This man wanted this Oscar for many years. This man has built his career, his self-image in a certain way. And his wife has also built her image in a certain way. This is not like the normal behavior. So either something snapped, he felt protective of his wife. He was tired of all the bullying, all the talks, all the jokes, all of the ridicule that he has endured for a long time. There's a multitude of different things. And when a person snaps, they snap. And all the violence isn't okay. I've been seeing a lot of notes like violence isn't okay. No, violence isn't okay. But sometimes things happen. Sometimes when you say certain things to someone, you have to be ready for the consequences of what you say. And that may mean that you're going to get cursed out. That may mean you're going to get slapped. That may mean that you may get your butt kicked. That may mean you may get the police called on you. There could be different attributes of what that could mean. So you got to be mindful of what you say. And then as the person, you got to be mindful of where that person is that they are reacting to that. So there's a learning situation for both of them. But please let me know in the comments how you guys feel about the whole thing. I would love to hear it. And I will see you guys next Monday for the next video.